Central New York, and hello, hockey fans all across the internet, and welcome to the Central New York Hockey Report. I'm your host, Scott Kinville, and we have got a great show lined up for you today that I cannot wait to get started with. Before we bring our guests in, I just want to introduce my sidekick, my producer, my partner in crime, if you will, Mr. Dave the Save Warner.
Hey, how's it going, Scott?
Good.
Doing well?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
You ready to go?
I'm ready. I want to hear this.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't have any weird sound effects lined up again this week, do you?
Well, I can.
Okay, well, let's not.
If it's necessary. If coach wants some weird sound effects, we can do it.
Yeah, okay. All right. So anyways, this episode we have got from the Colgate Raiders men's hockey team, head coach Mike Harder, defenseman Reid Irwin. Gentlemen, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it.
Hey, Scott, Dave, thanks for having us. We really appreciate the time.
Absolutely. And we're so happy to have you guys on. You know, we were just talking pre-show here that our studio is actually about an hour away from Hamilton, so we get down to as many games as we possibly can. Beautiful arena down there, class of 1965 arena. I've said 1,000 times, you know, if you live in Central New York and you haven't been there yet, you don't know what you're missing.
Good. Thanks for that plug, Scott. Yeah, we're doing our best to get more people in, and you know, we're I think Reid will attest to it. We're trying to play an exciting brand of hockey where, you know, everyone can contribute, and we're having a lot of fun. So it'd be even more fun with more people in the rink.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. So, Coach, I guess I'll start with you. So you are already a Colgate legend, being the program's all-time leading scorer. And now you are the team's bench boss. So tell me, about how long did it take for that to sink in?
I'll let you know when I get there, Scott. Yeah, it's a pretty special thing, and I've been really lucky. I had a great mentor in Coach Vaughan. I was lucky enough to be part of one of his first recruiting classes when he was about 29 years old when he came out to Saskatchewan and got me back to campus. So I've been really lucky, and I'm just happy to keep our tradition going as best I can.
Yeah, absolutely. You just mentioned Coach Vaughan, and you know, he's a legend in himself. I mean, there's no doubt about it. So if you would describe the process of how you found out you were in the running to replace him when he announced his retirement and how it all came about.
Yeah, it was maybe a little bit more circuitous than I wanted. I think, you know, what we have a good group of coaches, and I've said this before. When you have a really strong mentor like Coach Vaughan, you develop a lot of guys in your program that graduate and stay in hockey just because they want to share that passion as well. So we have a lot of guys, a lot of great Colgate alums. I think our AD with Reid, I think he was looking for an alum if that worked, and I was just lucky enough to be the guy to fill the chair and check enough boxes for Reid. So. Yeah, again, a lot of great guys to choose from for sure in pro hockey and college hockey coming out of this program.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. And, you know, you said it right there. You have a very close relationship with Coach Vaughan when you took over as coach.
Yeah, no, a lot. And, you know, I sneak over there as often as I can. He's still living in town. And, you know, he comes to the office and says hello to the guys a lot. He's invested. So, yeah, our conversations go everywhere from, you know, player personnel to how to coach to everything. So, you know, how to navigate every situation here at Colgate and in the town of Hamilton. So, yeah, nothing's off limits, and I invite all advice for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's got to be such a tremendous resource having him close by like that.
It really is. It makes it a lot easier. It makes the lift a lot lighter for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, it's not just you that's new to the coaching staff there at Colgate. You have a whole new coaching staff, really. This season, Anthony Walsh and Zach Badalamenti have come in to be your assistants. So tell me, how did that come about, and what are some of their roles with the team?
Well, if you've been around hockey for as long as I have, you get to know a lot of people. And fortunately, I know Dan Muse, who's running the National Development Program. He's with the Rangers right now, but what they do with the development program is they bring in a young guy and try to keep him for 2 years, mentor him, and then put him out to pasture with a college team or a pro team. And that was Walsh's route. So as soon as I got the job, I got a call from UC, and right away he said, "I have this great guy for you. He's amazing." and I'd known him a little bit from his time in Connecticut. Obviously, he was a former captain at Yale. So that was great to have him. We connected right away on the phone that day. I called him right away and we talked, and it seemed like a good fit, and it's been even better than I could have hoped for. The same holds true with Badalamenti, with Zach. I'm good friends with his former boss at Trinity College, and the challenge with Zach is trying to get to the rink before he does. I've tried. I've done a couple sneak attacks where I just show up at 6:30 in the morning and he's already sitting at his desk. So I'm gonna figure that out soon enough. I don't know what it's gonna take, but yeah, he's been unbelievable as well. One guy runs the D and the PK, and one guy runs the forwards and the power play, and I'm just able to stand in the middle and hang out. And I'm learning a lot from these guys as well. They've been tremendous. So I feel really lucky to have them on the staff.
Does he have a cot in the office by chance?
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
It's one of those that folds up into the wall.
Yeah.
You can't see it. It's hidden.
He might be a vampire too, as well. He's got a lot of historical knowledge that we shouldn't have. So I don't know. I honestly don't know how he's doing it, but they've both been great.
That's awesome. Reid, you're a junior defenseman with the Raiders. So you actually spent your first 2 years with the University of Denver out west, out there in the Rocky Mountains, shall we? So you're actually part of a national championship winning team, and you came to Colgate. So what drove your decision to come to Colgate?
Yeah, I got recruited when I was my second year of juniors. And the final two schools were Denver and Colgate at that time. And I did 2 years at Denver. They were awesome years, but I'm a passionate hockey player. I was looking to play, to be a bigger part of the team, not just off the ice, but on the ice too. And luckily for me at that time, Coach Vaughan was still on staff. Dana Borges was still on staff, and their selling points back when I was 19 was you will, and we see you as a big part of the team on and off the ice, but also my parents have put a pretty big emphasis on the school piece of this education. If you're lucky enough to go to the U.S. And play hockey there, to use that as a vehicle for arguably try to find the best education you can, and that includes networking too. With your students, with your teachers, coaches, alumni. So when I decided to transfer, those boxes were all ticked still at Colgate. And also Carter Guylander, I played junior hockey with him. So I just texted Carter if he could get in the coach's ear a bit about seeing if there's any opportunity for me. And he's been a great teammate, through and through. And I got really lucky. Everything aligned, and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, and Carter was on our old show last season, and I guess he's quite the golfer.
He can hit it far. He can hit it far for sure.
You guys got to watch out for him on those links. So
yeah.
But Reid, Denver played in the NCHC conference, and you are now playing in ECAC. So what were some of the big differences you noticed between the two conferences?
I think the ECAC is older than the NCHC. You see a lot of true freshmen in the NCHC, maybe national development program kids, drafted players. So, I noticed the boys are stronger in the ECAC and heavier, down low, and maybe faster off the rush in the NCHC. So, it was give and take playing styles. I think the way Coach Harder wants us to play is kind of similar to that of many NCHC teams, where you want to transition fast, play fast. So I don't think you can pigeonhole like teams in the ECAC, but I think the successful teams in the ECAC want to play fast rather than, grind you down low and just be big and heavy. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very, very good point. So, you guys, it was a big off season. It really was. From a player's perspective, what was some of the player reactions to some of the big changes that were going on?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, at the time, I was only here for 1 year, but so, and I had a previous coaching staff, at Denver. Like I already had 2 coaching staffs in 3 years. So that was a little more fluid for me. But I think I can speak for, juniors that are going to be seniors now, or that are seniors now, where it was a shock for sure, right? They know Vaughan and Dana had been their coaches for 3 years, but, kind of as time went on and, Coach Harder came and met with our families, and kind of we got word of, I have a buddy who played under Coach Walsh at Fredonia, and he had, awesome things to say about Walshy. And, the hockey world's pretty small. So you kind of hear those, hear word of mouth, hear reputations. And I know, the energy coming into this year was first, it's a fresh start for kids who maybe didn't have, opportunity last year, didn't have the years they wanted, but also a fresh start, for the program to keep building off of last year. But I'd say, everyone was excited about the new coaching staff and where we're headed.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And with the success you guys had towards the end of last season, Coach, that had to have been another positive to have that to build off of going into this season.
Yeah, no doubt. That just struck me, Reader, that this is your third coaching staff in 3 years.
Yeah.
That's fascinating to me. Yeah. You must, I'd like to hear more about that actually.
Absolutely.
Sure.
It's really something. Like, I don't think any other, NCAA player has a third coaching staff in 3 years. And it's a lot for a player to adjust to. That's incredible. Speaking of which, Dave, too, Reid's from Victoria, British Columbia. So I did a tour this summer of visiting all the families, and Scott, it's the best. It's like, I don't know if you ever made your way out west to the island there, but I think I wanted to hang out there for 2 or 3 weeks. So they kicked me out after a day, but it was really great.
Made you drive up and down the island.
Yeah. I just kept going. I just kept driving around.
Yeah.
I've heard it's absolutely gorgeous out there. Me personally, I've never been further west than Chicago, but I mean, I've heard it's beautiful out there.
If you can find a way out there for a week, Victoria, Vancouver, I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
It's expensive, but I'd recommend it.
Yeah. What do you say? Once in a lifetime trip? Is that one of those deals?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Sure, Scott.
Well, we were just talking before we went on the air, since you did grow up in Victoria, big Vancouver Canucks fan, right?
Yeah, huge Canucks fan, but like I was saying, I can watch, the first 2 periods, but then 12 o'clock rolls around, the game's not over. So Eastern time isn't great for that, but also the last 10 years haven't been good for being a Canucks fan. We're on our way up. Yeah. Stick through it, right? Stick through it.
Yeah, there you go.
Bandwagons.
That's all. Just keep grinding. Coach, how about you? Who was your NHL team growing up?
Well, I'm from a small town in Manitoba, so it's the Jets, obviously. Everybody loved the Jets. But growing up, in the 80s and early 90s, the Oilers had a pretty good team over there. And then when the Oilers weren't winning, the Flames were winning. So it was really hard to be in that division. So we had some great players, but we could never get out of the first round because it'd be Edmonton or Calgary. And then all of a sudden in the mid-90s, it's Vancouver's good. So it's like, you couldn't win over there.
Yeah, and then Edmonton screwed everybody up by trading Gretzky to LA and then completely throwing the balance of power off.
Well, but they still won the next year.
I know. It's crazy. The old battleground of the Smythe division. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
That's right, Scott. I love the Smythe division. Yeah, those were good times.
I got to tell you something. I mean, I don't want to get too far off track, but I kind of wish they would go back to those old division names. I miss those.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. Yeah, the realignment would be fun too. Yeah.
And everybody going, Campbell, what? Huh? Patrick, who? But anyway, so I'll tell you what, let's get back to Colgate hockey and let's talk about this season's team. So you guys are 2-1-1. You're coming off a 2-game sweep of Sacred Heart last weekend. What are some of the strengths that you guys see in this team?
Reader, go ahead.
Yeah. I think from my point of view, what's been great through the first 4 games is the steps a lot of our younger players have made, as in freshmen to sophomores, sophomores to juniors, and their contribution right away. And then we also have freshmen who are contributing too, and through 4 games, the adjustment from junior hockey to college hockey can be sometimes longer, but they've kind of jumped head first into it and been willing to learn. So I guess strengths is, I think we're playing so far, there's a long season and to continue to get better, but we're playing like a team. I mean, everyone's contributing. And yeah, we're playing a fun style of hockey too. So yeah.
Absolutely. Coach, you want to expand on that?
Yeah. It's just a great group in the locker room. It's been super fun for all of us, really. And we're going to do our best to keep it that way. But yeah, we've been a really disciplined team. And I mean that in a lot of ways, not just in our structure and not just in, taking selfish penalties, but our body language is great. We don't get beat down. And I think part of that is because we have so many good golfers. You guys were talking about golf earlier. I mean, honestly, like hockey's a game of mistakes and everybody makes mistakes. It's just how you bounce back from it. And it's the same with golf. You're going to make some bad shots, but if you dwell on it, you're in trouble. We've been really solid with that. Even from the bench, sometimes we want to get a little excited or yell or something, but we're going to live with mistakes, and that's just going to happen. And hopefully as we, keep going, we make fewer and fewer mistakes, but it's just been good. I think our team is really fit as well. Like we have some guys logging a lot of ice and we just keep going. We can try to maintain. I think on Saturdays, both Saturdays we've played, or both second night games, we've been better, which shows we're in pretty good shape. I think we have a committed group that works really hard and takes care of themselves, and that shows, especially in the second game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and when you watch the first two games against UConn, I'm going to tell you right now, UConn is a very underrated team. I'm sure you guys would agree with that. And you played them very tough. You really did. And with all the changes that have gone on, like we just mentioned earlier, whole new coaching staff, guys like Alex Young is transferred out. You had some graduations, but this team really seems to have gelled, and everybody contributes something. And what I like about it is it seems like other guys have got the chance to really step up and grab the spotlight. I'm thinking of guys like Ross Mitten, who's leading your team in scoring right now, who is a tremendous penalty killer, but now he's got a chance to really show what he can do on offense. I mean, Nick Belpedio's got 2 goals. I mean, it's just everybody is chipping in.
Yeah, no doubt. And guys are also accepting their roles too. Like, we're trying to have our, some guys on the penalty kill and some guys on the power play, and try not to mix that up, and taking a lot of pride in that. And so far that's worked. We'll see how it goes, through the rest of the year. But yeah, guys have been great, accepting their roles and playing their roles. And, again, we use fun a lot around here, and winning is fun, but, I think our style of play is super fun as well. So we like to keep it a little bit light, we think we can get a little bit more hockey and a little bit more development out of our guys if they want to be here.
No doubt about it. You agree with that, Reid?
Yeah, I know it's a refreshing. It's really refreshing for all. I think everyone in the locker room, right? You go, I played hockey for 19 years, 20 years. You have so many coaches and so many mentors, throughout your career. But the message of having fun sometimes, gets lost through that journey. So, it's been great. Guys want to make plays. Guys want to have fun when they're on the ice, in 2-on-2 drills. They want to, draw something up and try to make, offense happen, or, the other way, like go at it pretty hard against your teammate, because that's like competing's fun too. So it's been good.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So you got the UMass-Lowell Riverhawks coming into town this weekend. A little scouting report on them.
Listen, like Norm Bazine teams are always well coached. Another small town Manitoba guy, by the way. So that's unique. Not too many college hockey matchups are with two head coaches that are small town Manitobans, but they're going to be good. They're going to be heavy and good and disciplined. And they're always a contender in Hockey East. They're just going to be great. So we're going to have to match that intensity and match that skill level for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. And like you said, you got a legendary coach over there themselves. So it's going to be a fun matchup. Friday and Saturday night out there at the Class of 1965 Arena at 7:00. So I want to close. I want to give you guys a little bit of a chance to bust some chops here on your teammates, right? Nothing malicious. Don't worry about it. But What I want to know from each of you is which Colgate Raider would make the best professional wrestler?
I'll start here. Professional wrestler.
Be it flamboyant,
Yeah, and I one name comes to my mind right away because he likes being the center of attention. He talks a lot. He's confident, is one word you could say. So I'd say, I don't think he's winning the wrestling match. I'd say Ryan McGuire is who I'd go with. I'm sure Coach Harder's mind went there too, but
well, he'd be a good ringside interview for sure.
Yeah, no, he'd pay the bills. He'd be worth the cost of admission.
Yeah.
He might be a better McGuire.
He might be a better manager, wrestling manager.
Yeah.
Anybody else you can think of?
Well, that's a funny question because our trainer Jeff is the biggest wrestling fan in the world. You could do a podcast. I'm sure he's been on a podcast just talking wrestling. He can go on for days, he would if given the opportunity. So that's a question for him. He would love that one for sure.
There you go, Scott. There's your next, ice side interview at the ring.
Yeah. So the next time I come down to cover a game, which is going to be Saturday night, listen, I don't want to interview you guys. I want to interview him about wrestling. Okay. That's
you talk to Jeff. He'll talk wrestling.
He's earned it. I'd say he's earned that for sure.
That is great. That's awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to come on and talk with us. Like I said, I don't want to tie up your entire day, but anything you want to say out there to all the Colgate fans listening?
I just honestly, thank you all. Thanks everybody for their support. We're doing our best. We're trying some things too. We're doing some, some intermission interviews. We're doing some access in the locker room, pregame access in the locker room. And, for the season ticket holders, we do Friday afternoon chalk talks before the games. We're trying to get more people into the building. The guys do clinics every Tuesday night with youth hockey kids, trying to get them to come back for games.
That's neat. Yeah.
We have 3 different organizations that are, drivable to Hamilton. So there's Clinton, there's Center State, and there's Utica. There's actually 4, and there's Syracuse. So we do free clinics every Tuesday night, and the guys are great. Where they're out there hammering up with the kids. So just a genuine thanks for support. We're trying to make it fun or more fun in the rink every chance we get.
Okay, I did not know you guys were doing that. That's excellent. So it's every Tuesday night, you said?
Every Tuesday night, yeah. Different youth hockey organization comes in.
What time?
Yeah. What time is that?
6:45 every Tuesday night. Last night it was our sophomores that did it, and they were super fun.
No kidding. That is really cool. Is there a way for anybody to find out more information about that?
What do you want to know?
Like if there's a team out there that wanted to sign up for it, or
no, just contact us. They can just email us, and we can set it up. Yeah, we're doing it with the 4 local-ish programs in the area, and we just kind of rotate them through. We get about 40 or 50 kids on the ice. We like to do 2 or 3 teams at a time, and 6 or 7 coaches out there. So that's been super fun so far.
Wow,
that is excellent. So it's like skills drills, exhibition, that kind of stuff.
No, lots of games and high fives and silly stuff. It's great. It's perfect.
That is awesome. And Ryan McGuire out there giving lessons on how to be a pro wrestler.
Well, these guys are up. Reid and McGuire are up next week. It's the juniors' turn next week, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
that's great. That is excellent. I had no idea. And you're right. The intermission, that is entertaining.
Yeah,
that caught me totally off guard when I was down there Saturday night for the Connecticut game.
We're gonna get it better. Well, in fact, we might have Pierre McGuire might mentor our goalie does the interviews. So Ryan's father Pierre might mentor our goalie on how to do a better interview.
Oh, geez,
that is great. See the things you find out. That is just awesome.
Yeah.
That is
this is an educational tool.
It is. That's great.
Most places do like a color or a commentator doing the interview. We like to do player on player interviews. So our one of our goalies, Nick Haas, is in charge of all the interviews this season.
Man, that's wild.
Yeah, that is great.
That's fun.
And you know what, Reid? Maybe they should do that when you guys are all watching NHL games together too. You get some real emotions coming out of there, then, huh?
Oh, geez.
Yeah. When the right teams are on, when the Oilers are playing the Canucks.
Yeah.
With the Albertans.
Yeah.
And it'll be a little bit tired staying up after watching that game, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, guys, thank you. Like I said, thanks for coming on. We truly appreciate you taking the time to come and talk to us. Like I said, I'll be down there Saturday night. I'll be down there to cover the game. So looking forward to seeing you. Great job, by the way, working with the youth hockey, and best of luck to both of you this season. Really looking forward to a great season out of you guys.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank
Thanks, Dave, in the background there too.
You're welcome. I really am back here.
Yeah, it's like the Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
But no, guys, like I said, thank you so much for taking the time, and we will see you soon down there at the Class of 1965 Arena.
Thanks. See you guys.
All right. Take care, fellas. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. That was awesome. Mike Harder and Reid Irwin. That was just great.
Yeah.
I love those kind of interviews. It's just, you get and I did not know that they did that with the kids on Tuesday nights. That's fantastic.
That is neat for the kids.
It really is.
Creates a pipeline.
Yeah, it does. It does, and kids don't forget that stuff.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, it's so awesome because for little kids, you get on the ice with college hockey players like that. The players are like rock stars.
Yeah. Yeah.
They really are. And it's just a tremendous thing. So what we'll do is we'll get the contact info.
Okay.
In the show notes.
Okay.
When we're all done.
Sounds
here.
good.
Yeah. That'd be great. All right, Dave. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're gonna kind of just look ahead at the rest of the week here, and then we'll call it a game.
All right. Sounds good.
Visit My Little Falls and stay connected with the latest news, information, and events in the city and the area. Our mission is to generate interest in the community and connect residents in a more meaningful way by facilitating deeper conversations about how these stories will shape the future of the Mohawk Valley. Join thousands of weekly visitors who stay up to date with feature stories, interviews, videos, our event calendar, and print publication, The Mohawk Valley Express. It's about timely local news for the community, keeping citizens informed about important issues, telling about the people who live and work here, and giving locally owned businesses the opportunity to reach a very targeted audience of locals and tourists alike. It's a whole new form of media-rich content developed specifically for today's mobile lifestyle and listeners. You can download our iOS app in the iTunes Store, listen to our podcast, or sign up for our weekly email newsletter. Stop by today. You'll be glad you did.
Okay, and we are back with segment 2. Dave, busy weekend coming up.
Is it?
Busy weekend. Because now you got more and more college hockey starting.
I'm just barely making it day by day.
Day by day. Yeah.
There's a weekend coming.
Day to day. It's almost like you're on the injured list.
I know. Oh my God.
No, we got some Division III college hockey starting up. Exhibition.
Okay.
Exhibition time, but that's okay. Lots of games coming. If you want to pop that graphic up there for me, so I can
do that.
Go right along with it. There we go. Now, I will preface this by saying I did not get Oswego on there, so I apologize. I'll announce them in just a second. As we were just talking, segment 1, UMass-Lowell is coming to Colgate for 2 games, Friday and Saturday night, 7 o'clock at the Class of 1965 Arena. Now, Dave, there is a reason that I did not put the times.
Why?
Because I want people to go to CNYHockeyReport.com to go to our score ticker. That's got all the times on there, and we keep those scores updated. Anyways, Friday night. So there's going to be 2 games going on in Utica. Let's see. The women are having an exhibition game against SUNY Canton. That's at 7 o'clock over at the Nexus Center. And then right next door at the Adirondack Bank Center, the Utica Pioneers men's team is hosting the US NTDP U18 team. Now, that's an interesting, well, for one thing, try saying that 5 times fast.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is.
You only find that in hockey.
Well, you notice I said that real slow, too, right?
And you were reading.
But that's an interesting team because they're part of what it stands for is the United States Development Team Program is basically what it is. And they play in the USHL, which is somewhat similar to what the junior Comets play in. The junior Comets play in the USPHL. They're the USHL, which is basically, it's another way of saying another junior league.
Okay.
Okay. So not only does this team play an entire USHL schedule, they tour doing exhibitions against college programs as well. Now, all these kids, as the name implies, U18, what's it mean? Under 18, right?
Jeez.
So they just got done playing Dartmouth, which is Division I, same conference as Colgate. They're going to go play Cornell, which same conference, Division I, just like Colgate.
How do they do at these games?
How do they do? They actually, against Division I teams, they do win.
Really?
They do win. I mean,
that'd be something hard to let down.
It's pretty incredible, actually. I mean, that's, but here's the thing about that team there. So these kids are like selected from all over the country.
Right.
It's like the best of the best.
Yep.
Come to our national development team program, and we will basically mold you into, being a high college,
good hockey player,
or a high NHL draft pick. I guess they got one kid on that team that's projected to be a top 5 pick.
Wow.
In the NHL
without going to college.
Well, that does happen though.
Yeah, I know.
So, it's pretty incredible. It's just a shame that all these games are going on at 7:00 on Friday night between the Colgate game and the Utica games. But it is what it is, I guess. By the top 3 that's Jordy, and I feel terrible. I didn't get a hold of him, because I thought he was in college. Maybe he is. He's just not paying attention to the school. Yeah. It could very well be. Because I know he goes to Utica University himself. I'm like, oh, he's got school during the day. I says, there's no way he'll be able to make it on. I'll get a hold of him afterwards. But no, so another game Friday night, the Syracuse women, Syracuse Orange, they're going to Boston University for a pair of games Friday and Saturday. That's what that BU stands for. They just played last night. We're recording on Wednesday. They got beat by Cornell 7-0, but I'll tell you what, that Cornell team down there is a powerhouse. They're number 9 in the country. So hey, it is what it is. Looking ahead. Oh, and by the way, the Oswego games, I did not mention that. So the Oswego men are playing Alvernia on Saturday. Let's see, that's a 5:00 start. Alvernia is in the UCHC. And then the Oswego women's team is playing on Saturday as well. They're playing another exhibition game against the London Junior Devilettes. I haven't quite figured that one out yet. I think that it's a team from Canada, but I'm not.
Okay.
Don't ask me. I'm not sure.
I don't know, eh?
Yeah. So as you can see on that graphic, we got some AHL action this weekend as well. The Syracuse Crunch are traveling out to Cleveland to battle the Cleveland Monsters. 2 games, Friday and Saturday night. That's pretty standard for like when the Crunch and the Comets go out there, because it's a long road trip.
Yeah.
So you try to get those games out of the way.
Yeah.
Bunch them together like that. Crunch are off to a pretty hot start. They're 2-0 to start the season. We were just up there Saturday night covering the game, and it was pretty cool. It really was. I was up there in the press box, and the Upstate Medical or Upstate University Medical Arena. It's getting old, but it's got the old style press box, and you're right on top of the ice, which is awesome because you basically look down and it's right there. It's
cool.
Part of that old building charm. I guess you just can't beat it.
Yeah.
But the Comets, they're playing Saturday night. They're traveling to Bridgeport, Connecticut to take on the Bridgeport Islanders. So a little bit less AHL action than we're kind of used to. That's okay. Let's see, the Crunch games are both at 7:00, and I believe the Comets game on Saturday night starts at 7 as well. We're looking that up right now, and yes, indeed, 7:00 Eastern Daylight Time.
You weren't gonna give them the times. You're gonna make them search the website.
I know, I screwed that up.
Yep. All right.
But you know what? We can't say Eastern Daylight Time too much longer either.
No.
We
say whatever. It's just dark. Today's been cloudy 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah. Well,
what's up with that?
Winter's coming. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I didn't put the graphic up, but the Utica Junior Comets are actually returning home for their first home games, which is pretty cool. They've been on the road for about a month now. They're going to be playing at the Adirondack Bank Center this weekend, both NCDC and the Premier teams. Let's see. I'm looking Friday and Saturday they're playing. Let's see. NCDC is 3:00 on Friday, followed by the Premier at 5:30. And then the next day on Saturday, the 21st, the Premier has a 9 a.m. game.
Whoa.
Yikes. And then NCDC has 1:30.
What were we just saying about no hockey in the morning?
We were just talking about that, weren't we? And it looks like they made a liar out of me.
Yeah, they did immediately.
Yeah, pretty much.
You get 20 minutes further into the show and you're a liar.
Well, hey, it's 20 minutes further than I thought.
Yeah.
So, but seriously, if you want to get a chance, here's your chance to go out and check out the Utica Comets because they haven't been.
If you're a
home yet
morning
this season.
person,
hey, why not? Go get your cup of coffee, your favorite place to get coffee.
that'd be cool. Actually,
Take a little ride over to the Odd. Check it out, right?
Yeah.
So
it'd be fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
They charge for those games, junior Comets games.
Do they? I don't think they do.
Okay, all right.
I don't believe they do.
Just curious.
So
since you were hiding the time, I wondered if you were hiding the price.
Well, listen, I'm not in charge of that. I don't know. Well, Dave, I think that's all we got. So
already,
I know. See, and I'm doing you a favor. Usually I
okay.
drone on and on and on, and
Yeah, that's true.
you're
All
there about falling asleep.
End it.
Yeah. So, anyways, thank you again to Mike Harder and Reid Irwin for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. Dave the Save Warner, as always, thank you for all you do. I'm Scott Kimball. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next time on the Central New York Hockey Report.